Yo, Skin Hardaway, SouthernTea, and I know I most definitely don't know to do a show this late, but and I'm on vacation too. I'm on vacation. I'm chilling right now. I'm gonna be back Sunday, which will be tomorrow, not today. I'm gonna be back in full effect Sunday. But I had to come here real quick just for the simple fact I had to give my little 2 cent about this franchise title shit that's going on. Cause today a new a new person was named, franchise champion. So now, you know, we don't got just two franchise champion no more, which would be Canelo and Teofimo Lopez. It was, Canelo and Lomachenko, but Teofimo beat, you know, Lomachenko for his franchise status, because he asked could he, obtain the franchise status if he beat Lomachenko. Because originally when the franchise uh when the franchise title came out, they stated that you couldn't. They stated that the belt wasn't transferable. Yeah, they stated that their belt wasn't transferable. But all of a sudden, when Tio asked for it, you know, it it became transferable. So the franchise belt is transferable, which is part of which is part of my whole beef, which is part of my whole beef with the whole franchise situation. Anyway, like it's very inconsistent. It's very inconsistent in this structure. They seem to be, just making up these WBC rules as they go along. You know what I mean? When it first came out, when it first came out, they gave it to Canelo because they said that Canelo was switching divisions. They said he was switching divisions, trying to make bigger fights. So we finna get him the franchise title at 160 so he could continue to switch divisions while keeping his, status as the best 160 pounder. That's what they did. That was what they said originally. Because when it first came up, they gave Canelo the franchise belt, and then they gave Jamal Charlo, you know, the the regular WBC title, the actual real WBC title is what they gave Charlo. The franchise belt is the fake belt, if you asking me. But they gave Charlo, you know, the regular WBC belt, and they gave Canelo the franchise belt. And at that same press conference, Jamal Charlo was like, "Well, shit, if Jamal Charlo was like, shit, if Canelo has this new franchise belt, if the franchise belt is the new thing, then I want to go. Then I want to fight. Then I want to fight Canelo for the franchise belt." Is what Jamal Charlo said, and they told Jamal Charlo that the franchise belt wasn't transferable, so that wouldn't be possible for him to fight Canelo for the franchise belt. So that's how that's how the franchise belt was first introduced to us through Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo. Because Jamal Charlo was next in line to fight Canelo, and then Canelo asked, could he be franchised Canelo asked, could he be franchised so he wouldn't have to, honor his mandatory against Jamal Charlo, in which he used that, to move up to fight, Kovalev. And he's been there, he's been at a division higher than 160, ever since he's requested the franchise belt. At this point, Canelo is not even, at this point, I don't even feel Canelo is planning to return to the 160-pound division. You know what I mean? But he's still the quote unquote franchise champion at 160. But that's how it was. That's how it was introduced to us. Through Canelo and Jamal Charlo. Yeah, my bad. That's how it was introduced to us through Canelo and Jamal Charlo, and they said that it wasn't transferable. But lo and behold, Canelo, uh, lo and behold, later on, when David Haney becomes Lomachenko's mandatory, right? Might have been not even a year later. Matter of fact, it was a year later. I think Canelo was franchised in 2018, and Lomachenko was franchised in 2020. But the next case of the franchise title comes in by way of Lomachenko. Lomachenko was the WBC 135-pound champion. His mandatory became one called Devin Haney. So when Devin Haney became Lomachenko's mandatory, Lomachenko requested that he be franchised, and he wasn't even moving up in weights. He just, originally the thing was it's for a fighter, who's moving up in weight, they want to make big fights, they want to keep his status in a certain division. They become franchise champion. No, now in this case, Lomachenko is in the same division as Lomachenko is in the same division as Teofimo Lopez. So in this case, Teofimo Lopez, by rule, shouldn't qualify for the franchise title, right? By the rules made up by Mauricio Suleiman, Teofimo Lopez should not qualify for the franchise title. But yet, Teofimo Lopez asked, could the franchise belt be transferred to him upon beating Lomachenko, right? The same thing that Jamal Charlo asked when they originally told him that Canelo Alvarez would be franchise champion. Jamal Charlo immediately asked, could he fight Canelo for the franchise belt? And they told him no, it's for guys moving up in division and that the belt wasn't transferable. But fast forward a year or so later, Teofimo Lopez has a fight coming up against Lomachenko and they request the franchise title. And guess what? Teofimo Lopez is granted the franchise championship if he beats Lomachenko. So let's fast forward a little more. We all know how it went. Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko. And what do you know? Teofimo Lopez Teofimo Lopez is franchise champ at 135. Right after they told Jamal Charlo that he couldn't do the same thing because the belt's not transferable. So now we got two champions. So now we got two franchise champions, Teofimo Lopez and Canelo Alvarez. We got two franchise champions under two different circumstances, two different ways after they told us, that the belt wasn't transferable. So we got two different franchise champions, under two different circumstances. But wait, there's more. So today, well, it would be yesterday now because shit, it's 1:51 in the morning. Where I'm at, it's 1:50. Yeah, it's 1:51 in the morning where I'm at. So this was yesterday. So yesterday they made uh Estrada. They made Estrada franchise champion. What's Estrada first name? Estrada first name is blowing me right now. But Estrada just beat Chocolatito like 2 weeks ago. He just beat Chocolatito like 2 weeks ago. As a matter of fact, to make sure that I'm getting these names right, I'm finna go look. I'm finna go check to make sure. I'm finna go get Estrada first name because I need to know Estrada first name for this shit. What's up, Fred? Shout out Fred Barnes for coming through this joint. I ain't finna be on here long, Fred. You say I ain't even got my video up. I I'm really on vacation right now. I'm taking a little break, but shit, I was up and I ain't been on in 2 days, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on a little bit, speak this little shit about this WBC bullshit because I wanted to talk about it. Why the shit was fresh on my mind. Cause I saw this shit earlier, and I was doing a lot of ripping and running, so I ain't really have time. But I got time right now. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for the tweet. Here we go. Boom. Juan Carlos Estrada has been upgraded to WBC franchise champion at super flyweight, and the WBC have approved a trilogy fight with Ramon Gonzalez to happen next. Saretsky, I don't know if I'm messing his name up or messing your name up, bro. Saretsky, uh, Ring Vijay. I don't know how to say that, man. Now y'all know who I'm talking about, though. This the guy that beat. This the guy that beat Chocolatito and Estrada. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Sarosky, Ring Visa. Ring Visa. Ring Visa. Ring Visa. Sarosky Ring Visa. My bad if I'm saying this name wrong. Versus Carlos Quadras. For the standard title. Standard quotation mark, the standard title. The title that they just had before they gave them this fake franchise belt. But yeah, Sersky and Carlos Cruz has been ordered for the standard title, and the winner will meet the winner of Ron Estrada Gonzalez 3. So Juan Estrada is the newest WBC champion. But I'm gonna take a different angle with this. I'm not even gonna hold Estrada. I'm not gonna knock Estrada like I'm knocking Canelo and Teofimo Lopez because Estrada actually got his belt through a fight. He earned his belt through a fight. He beat Chocolatito, so I'm gonna give him credit for his belt. But what I am gonna do is point out how even this third franchise title was got in a different way from the first franchise title and the second franchise title. You know what I'm saying? Because the first franchise title was given to Canelo because uh they had said that Canelo wanted to move up divisions. So he wanted to move divisions and make bigger fights. So we go give him the franchise title at 160. Jamal Charlo said, "What's good, seeing the Unseen Boxing? Shout out seeing the Unseen Boxing for coming through this joint. Seeing the Unseen Boxing, I'm on this motherfucker. Ladies here, I won't go on, but I just get back to the house. I'm still up, and I had to cook on this WBC shit. You see, I don't even got my goddamn video up. I'm really on this motherfucker, talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? Really, but I had to go and let this shit out while it was on my mind. But yeah, but what I was saying was, even okay, the first one was given to Canelo because he was moving up in weight classes, right, to make bigger fights. That's what they said. Jamal Charlo asked to fight him for it. They said, "Nah, bro, the belt not transferable." That's how the first belt was given to Canelo. Shout out saying the Unseen Boxing. Let me put your shit up there. Shout out saying the Unseen Boxing, bro. I appreciate that. The second, Tyrone Spencer, my brother Tyrone Spencer, what it do, bro? Shout out Tyrone Spencer for coming through here. Y'all know I don't know to go on this late, but I had to cook on this WBC shit, this franchise belt, and all that shit. I'm gonna rearrange the title later so it can really say what I want to say. But I had to go, put something in there so I can go and get this shit off my mind. But yeah, boom. So the first one was given to Canelo, because he wanted to switch weight classes. The second one, T.O. asked for after they already told Jamal Charlo that he couldn't get the belt because it's not transferable. When he asked to fight Canelo, they told Charlo right there at the press conference that he couldn't get the belt. You know what I'm saying? So boom, T.O. asked for the franchise status if he beat Lomachenko. After Lomachenko asked to be franchised from David Hayden, because David Hayden became his mandatory, he asked to be franchised. They told us that the franchise belt was only for people who was moving up and that it can't be transferred. Lomachenko didn't move up, and T.O. asked could it be transferred, and they transferred it. So boom, they lied to Jamal Charlo, I guess. You know what I mean? But they told Jamal Charlo that it couldn't be transferred, and it's for guys moving up. So that's how the second belt was given. The third belt was given yesterday to Juan Carlos Estrada. Now, I got a different outlook on Juan Carlos Estrada's franchise belt because he beat Chocolatito. Because he beat Chocolatito for heels. So I'm going to give Juan Carlos Estrada full credit for his franchise belt because he beat Chocolatito. And he's finna fight Chocolatito again. And they said that the winner uh, And they said that the winner of Chocolatito and Estrada 3 is going to have to fight, you know, the winner of the Quadras dude and what's the other guy named that knocked out Chocolatito and that beat Sasquatch. I can't say his name, I be messing his name up. Sasquatch Ring Visa. Sasquatch Ring Visa. Sasquatch Ring Visa. Y'all know that my name. The dude that knocked out Chocolatito and the one that beat Estrada. It's gonna be they got a regular eliminated, and the regular title is the one that Devin Haney and Charlo got, and the one that Estrada just had before he asked for the franchise belt. You know what I mean? So anyway, they got Sasquatch and they got Cruders fighting for that belt, and the winner go get the winner of Chocolatito Estrada 3. So you got three different franchise belts given out three different ways. Now you got the same franchise belt given out three different ways, and it's only in three divisions. So this clearly lets you know that the franchise belt is a crock of shit because they giving it sore ring visas, yeah, sore visas. So they let you know that they making up they making up these franchise rules as they go, and that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking Estrada for heels because Estrada earned heels, but the franchise belt is never going to be taken serious until we get a franchise belt in every division. You could actually fight for the franchise belt, and it's transferable to anybody that beats the champion. And Teofimo Lopez and Canelo Alvarez fights Devin Haney and Jamal Charlo. Because their two franchise belts in particular are never going to be, legit. Because we saw how those came about. All Tio Lopez got to do is fight Devin Haney. And at this point, shit, you could say to hell with Charlo's franchise belt because, you could say to hell with Canelo's franchise belt because Canelo's never going back to 160. He's never going back there. He's never going back. So if anybody deserves to be franchise champion at 160, it's Jamal Charlo. Because he's the one that's fighting out the mandatories. He's the champ at 160. The franchise belt is a bunch of bullshit. And they tried to give it to Estrada to put some kind of legitimacy on it. But it's still bullshit. It's still bullshit. Estrada's is legit, but their belt is in fact bullshit. And then you know what I think they doing? I think that they doing that to get us ready, to get us prepared to give motherfucking Tyson Fury a franchise belt. And now I'm finna start, talking, crazy and like a conspiracy theories that they like to call me and shit. But I don't. Tyson Fury is not getting out of that Deontay Wilder fight anything, anything short of, paying Wilder a shitload of money or getting in the ring with Deontay Wilder. And I think that another out that they trying to give him, another out that they could possibly give him is franchise champion. You know what I mean? I think they preparing us. I think they preparing us for a Fury franchise belt. That's what I think. I think they preparing us for a Tyson Fury franchise belt. Cause y'all see how they constantly giving us the runaround about Fury Joshua. You know what Eddie Hearn said 2 weeks, right? And then you know what the big, and then you know what the big, and then you know what the big announcement was in 2 weeks that Eddie Hearn had for us. You know what the big announcement was that Eddie Hearn had for us in the 2 weeks. The big announcement was that Eddie Hearn gonna need 5 more months to give us another announcement. That was the announcement that Eddie Hearn uh saved for us for 2 weeks. Where Eddie Hearn was like, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna announce the Fury Joshua fight. All he did was announce that he need 5 more months and that they don't have a venue or a date. And he also said some shit like, if they don't get the fight done in 28 days, the contract that they signed is void. So you know what I'm saying? So basically, they just buying you a bunch of time, and I'm thinking that they buying time. I'm thinking the solution to all this time that they buying is that they go eventually just franchise Tyson Fury, because ain't no way. The part they keep leaving out is that Tyson Fury is in court with Deontay Wilder trying to get a third fight. Wilder trying to get a third fight that Tyson Fury signed up for. That's the part that they keep leaving out. That's what's really going on. That's what's taking so long for this fight to happen. I think they know. I think they starting to look like that Tyson Fury not finna win in court, and I believe that they go give Tyson Fury a franchise belt, and, and they go legitimize the fight that way, and they go give Wilder the quote unquote regular title, and let Wilder keep his belt rightfully so anyway, because the franchise title is bullshit. The regular quote unquote WBC title is the real belt, because I see what the fuck that they doing with this franchise title, and I'm not a fan of it at all. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the franchise belt at all. Uh, Juan Carlos Estrada's franchise belt is real. His belt is real, but them other two belts are a load of shit. Those other two belts are a load of shit. And I believe that Tyson Fury is gonna be franchised. I believe that's what they're preparing us for because it's the only way. Because these people can sit here and pretend that, you know, Tyson Fury could dance around Wilder. But if Tyson Fury could dance around Wilder, we would have already had Fury AJ. Because how long they been telling us that Fury AJ, was a done deal and all that bullshit that they've been telling us. If it's been, if it's been a done deal for so long, why haven't the fight happened yet? Because that motherfucker can't happen yet. And I think that their answer is gonna be that franchise title. Tyrone Spencer said Wilder needs to say something to the people so they see what's going on. People don't seem to be listening to sites that support him. Wilder did say, like, you know what they gonna do, Tyrone Spencer, when Wilder come out and start talking? You know what they gonna say? They already said it. They gonna try to make Wilder look like he crazy, make Wilder look like a fool. Just like when he said that he feel like he got cheated the first time, and they tried to make it seem like that he was losing his goddamn mind. You know what I'm saying? If they pull this franchise bullshit though, everybody go see what's up. Everybody go see. Everybody go see. And I think at this point that's what they gonna have to do because Tyson Fury is not winning that fucking case in court. He just not gonna do it. It's just not gonna happen. No judge, no sensible fucking judge is gonna rule in Tyson Fury's favor when he signed the contract to fight that man the third time. And they professional boxers. What judge gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna side with you so you don't gotta fight this man. Man, you gotta fight that man. You signed up to fight that man. You gotta fight that man. Nigga, COVID stopped everything. So COVID can stop y'all fight. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, man, I feel like this franchise shit is all bad. And I don't think no good. I don't think no good can come from this franchise title. Cause it started out full of shit and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I feel like the Estrada move is one to try to save it. The Estrada, the Estrada move was it, Estrada requested to be the franchise champion. You know what I want to happen at this point? Yeah, I want Earl Spence and I want Jermell Charlo to request to be franchise champion. And I want to see if they get approved because T.O. did it and he didn't move weight classes. And Charlo in the Strata did it and they moved weight classes. So clearly you don't have to move weight classes, to be the franchise champion, right? So Spence, Spence and Jamel should be able to get it. So I need them to request. That's what I want to happen, Tyrone Spencer. I want Spence and Jamel to request franchise so they can be approved. So we can see how this shit work. So we can see what's really up. I just don't like how they keep switching the franchise belt. The franchise belt is bullshit because all the franchise title, I'm gonna call it a title. I'm gonna stop calling it a belt. The franchise title is bullshit because all it is a title. It's simply just a fucking name because it ain't no belt that come with it. You don't gotta fight a champion for it. It's Mauricio Suleiman saying you a champion. It's just him. It's just him making up shit as he go. And I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all bullshit, and I think that they gave it to Estrada because there really was no reason to give it to Estrada. What they just did with Estrada, Estrada had already moved up and beat Chocolatito. So why did y'all have to franchise him because he moved up to beat Chocolatito? Because he was finna fight him again. He a two division champion, If he go fight him again, he could have did that on his own. Y'all couldn't have stripped him at their lower division. Y'all couldn't strip him at their lower division if he defended a title at a higher division. You know what I mean? You can't strip him for that. That franchise thing was just, them getting us comfortable with this franchise, trying to get us more comfortable with this franchise title. Now they got 3 franchise champions. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna have 4 pretty soon because I feel like Tyson Fury gonna be the 4th one. I feel like that's the only way that they could get that Tyson Fury AJ fight to happen. So if Tyson Fury not gonna become franchise champion, he gonna get stripped because it's been a year and a fucking half. So you either gonna have to strip Tyson Fury, Fury gonna have to fight somebody, and right now Fury can't fight nobody because he not trying to fight Deontay Wilder, and him and Deontay Wilder signed to fight again. So either Fury gonna stay in court arbitration, which could go on even we should go on for another fucking year. You know what I'm saying? We could go into 2022 with this shit. And I know Tyson Fury got to be stripped by that time. Eventually, Tyson Fury gonna either have to be stripped, and that's why I think that they just franchised another champion because they understand that it's been a year and a half, and Tyson Fury is either going to have to be stripped because the public gonna start calling for that. You know what I'm saying? The public gonna start calling for Wilder and Fury. The public gonna really start, asking questions about what's going on with them two, because they're already starting to now. You know, within the last weeks that it's been, they already starting to ask about them. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna have to make a move soon. And I think this Estrada franchise move was really just because it really didn't make sense to franchise Estrada. You know what I'm saying? Because he had already moved up and won the belt already. He didn't need a franchise title because he had already done it. People do it all the time without franchise titles. But anyway, yeah, I think it was a move to prepare us for a bigger move because it made no sense to franchise Estrada. I think Tyson Fury go be next, and when they franchise Tyson Fury, they could go ahead and make their AJ Fury fight like they want to. They gonna use their bullshit ass franchise belt to to clarify. Tyson Fury being the quote unquote WBC franchise champion, and they gonna give AJ undisputed status without fighting Wilder because they gonna give Tyson Fury the franchise status because they gonna either have to strip him because it's been too long, and Fury can't fight because he in court. So they gonna either have to strip him because it's been too long or come up with another plan. And I think the other plan is gonna be franchise. That's what I think that's what I think. That's what I think, bro. And I don't like it. They need to throw away. They need to throw away. They need to throw away franchise as a whole. I feel like they need to. I feel like they need to throw this shit away as a whole because it's bullshit. From the first day that the franchise belt was made, it was bullshit. Jamal Charlo asked them that day, "Can I fight Canelo for the franchise belt? I want the franchise belt now. If Canelo has it, what they tell him? They told him no. T.O. asked, could he fight for the franchise belt? What they tell T.O.? Yes. Loma asked, could he be Loma asked, could he be franchised, you know, and stayed in the same division? They also told Jamal Charlo that he couldn't get franchised because it's for people moving divisions. T.O. asked for it, stayed in the same. Loma asked for it, stayed in the division and fought T.O. Then T.O. asked for it to be transferred, and they told Charlo it couldn't be transferred. Come on, man. What the fuck is going on here? Y'all don't think that we see this shit? Y'all don't think that we see this shit? So why the fuck wouldn't they go ahead and franchise Tyson Fury to make this fight that they so quote unquote, that they so desperately want to make? That's right up their fucking alley. That's how they go legitimize the whole fucking thing. That's how they go legitimize it all with their franchise belt. The franchise belt is how The franchise belt is how boxing is going to uh cover up all the bullshit moves that they want to cover up. It's the duck belt. That's how they go cover up ducking. That's how you go hatch your ducks with the franchise. And I'm not saying that Estrada is ducking because Estrada ain't ducking nobody. Estrada earned his belt. Estrada earned his belt in the ring. Estrada moved up. Estrada moved up and won his belt any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? Without the franchise status. They gave him his franchise status after the fact. He didn't even need that fucking franchise title because he already took care of his motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit that boxing on. That's that bullshit that boxing on. It's like they act like we don't see this shit when plain as day we see the flip flop and we see the reverse plays and all this shit that's going on. They clearly told Jamal Charlo that belt cannot be transferred. They clearly told Jamal Charlo you can't get that belt because it's for people that's moving up in weight. Yet Lomachenko got it, stayed in his weight class. Tio got it transferred and stayed in his weight class. Now they gave it to Estrada for no reason. Estrada had already moved up, won his belt. You know what I mean? What did he need franchise the franchise status for by definition that you made up? He's changing the franchise rules as he go on to fit whatever the fuck he want to do. That means he could change any other rules as he go on as he want to. That means we could see. That means in 10 years, goddamn it, Mauricio Suleiman will be able to reverse fucking decisions in the ring. If he could tell a guy, "You not champion, you champion. Your belt don't count. This belt count. That's how it is because I said so." That man could change wins, losses, and draws. Cause that's basically what he doing. He changing win, losses, and draws. He telling Canelo, "You don't gotta fight your mandatory. You can go up and do what you want to do. We gonna let Jamal defend all your mandatories. We'll call him the regular champion." He told Lomachenko, "You don't gotta fight your mandatory and Devin Haney. You could just, you know, keep your other two belts and go fight Teofimo Lopez for his belt, and we go just still give you a WBC title. You know what I mean? And we go call Devin Haney belt the regular belt, your mandatory, and let him fight all the mandatories that you're supposed to fight. Now Teofimo Lopez has the belt. Now Devin Haney fighting out uh Teofimo Lopez's mandatories for the WBC. You know what I'm saying? That man has basically created a way to control wins, draws, and losses, man. He's making champions. He's making champions and he's taking away mandatories. If he like you. And then there's no standard to this. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if anybody could, win a franchise belt. He not even making it. Jose Suleiman. Yeah, Jose. Yeah. OG, yeah, the dad. Jose Suleiman is turning his grade. Yeah, man, like what the fuck going on here? Like, what are you doing? It's like, bro, he can literally, like tomorrow, he could he could take the four people at the top of the division and be like, okay, this guy franchise champion and this guy regular champion. He could take a guy that's ranked number 6 if you want to, call him the franchise champion tomorrow if you want to. The franchise, like there is no consistency with this franchise status, title, belt. We don't even know if it's a title belt or a status. It's been called a title belt and a status. It's been transferable, non-transferable. You know what I'm saying? It's been it's been it's only in 3 weight classes. You know what I mean? It's only in 3 weight classes. Like every belt don't even have a franchise title. I just told y'all what I want to see happen. I want to see I want to see Jermell Charlo and I want to see Earl Spence ask for franchise statuses tomorrow. I want them tomorrow. I want them to call up Mauricio and say, "I want to be franchised," and I want to see what the hell did they tell them. Whether they really want to be franchised or not, I don't even care. I just want to see how flaky these goddamn rules is. Because from the outside looking in, this shit flaky as fuck. I really want, I want to see one of these black fighters ask for a franchise status. I want Jamal Charlo to go to Mauricio Suleiman and say, okay, Canelo hasn't fought at 160 in 2 years. How is he still the franchise champion? I want to be franchise champion because I want to move up or down to a weight class and fight a champion in another division. And I want to see if they go grant him, the franchise status because if all these other people can get it, Earl Spence, Jermell Charlo, and Jamal Charlo should qualify because they just as qualified as T.O. and they just as qualified as Estrada. I don't see why not. They just as qualified as Lomachenko. Everybody I just named has been, a champion, unified champion, two division champion, all that. Earl ain't been a two division champion, but he been a unified champion. Jamal Charlo been a two division champion. You know what I'm saying? So they meet the qualifications, right? They should meet the qualifications. I need Earl Spence and Jermell Charlo and Jamal Charlo to go ask for franchise belts because Canelo ain't fought at 160 in years, and he shouldn't be able to keep his franchise status. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is the only franchise champion not fighting in the division. So at this point, that shit that they said when they first made the rule is in the minority now because Canelo not even fighting in the fucking weight class no more. But Lomachenko and Estrada still fighting in the weight classes that they got franchised in. So I feel like the true franchise champion at 160 should be Jamal Charlo. That's what I feel like. I just think, man, I just think that boxing, I just think that they killing boxing. I I feel like they killing boxing with all this extra ass shit, man. Like it's too much. Shout out everybody that came through and like this junk too. I just think that they killing. I just think that they killing boxing with all this extra ass shit. Like let me like my own shit. Let me like my own shit too. Yeah, it's like this franchise is the start of the death of boxing. I feel like this is the start. I feel like they doing this, and this is the start of the death for fucking boxing. I've been joking around this shit about boxing dead. Boxing dead. The franchise title is is in is an exact representation of the first poison that's gonna kill boxing. This franchise title shit. Because the rules to this franchise title can change at any time, at any second. However, Mauricio Suleiman feel the implications for the franchise title can be changed. That means a guy could actually win the franchise belt tomorrow, right? And if Mauricio Suleiman, felt like changing changing the hands of that belt, he could do that because it's him verbally saying, okay, yeah, this guy is my franchise champion. This guy is my franchise champion. This guy guy's my franchise champion. You see he told Jamal Charlo that he couldn't be franchise champion, but yet he told Jamal Charlo he couldn't be franchise champion, but yet he went and did twice already the shit that he told Jamal Charlo, that he couldn't do when he asked to be franchise champion. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is that? I be saying fur is at fur is penny pigs on the penny tails on the pig ass at a carnival. That's what fur is. Life ain't fair. Ain't shit in life fair. But bro, that shit is not fair to Jamal Charlo. Cause Jamal Charlo acts from day one. Jamal Charlo acts from day one the shit that Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko asked for. And he was denied that shit day one. As soon as they came out with the franchise champion and they gave Jamal Charlo his belt, he said, "Oh, well, if Canelo got the franchise belt, I want the franchise belt." That was day fucking one, and they told that man no. They told that man no, and they have done both things that man asked them to do. They fucking won. They done that shit already right before our eyes. And they expect us, and they really expect us to be okay with this shit, bro. So y'all telling us. So y'all really finna tell us Teofimo undisputed. Y'all really gonna tell us Canelo is at 168. Canelo has fought at 175, and he's still the 160 franchise champion. He's still a champion at 160, and he's fought at 175, and that nigga got 2 belts working on 3 at 168. And he still qualified for the franchise title at 160. So you tell me it's only 3 regular WBC champions in the world. It's 3 franchise and 3 regular. Everybody else belt is called what? What is Earl Spence WBC belt called at 147? What is Gary Russell Jr. WBC belt called at 126? What belt Cool Boy Steph just win? Did he win WBC belt? What is Cool Boy Steph's belt called at 126? Is that is they shit called the regular title too? Is Earl Spence the regular WBC? Is Earl Spence the regular WBC champion? Or is Earl Spence just, the WBC champion? What is Earl Spence? Because if you asking me, because if you asking me, Earl Spence is carrying the same belt that Charlo is carrying. Earl Spence carrying the same belt that Charlo carrying. Earl Spence carrying the same belt. Charlo carrying the same belt. Earl Spence carrying the same belt. Haney carrying. He carrying the same belt. Uh, uh, shit. Estrada carrying the belt that Estrada just won was the quote unquote regular belt before they just made him the franchise belt. The belt he just won, the belt he just held up after he beat Chocolatito was quote unquote the regular belt. That's the regular belt now. So what is Gary Russell's belt? Is Gary Russell the regular champion? I need some fucking answers, man. Mauricio. I need some goddamn answers, man. Cause this shit ain't making good goddamn sense to me. This shit ain't making good goddamn sense to me. And and this shit ain't gonna make sense to nobody with some goddamn sense. You know, if you give a damn, about fairness, motherfuckers being treated right. If you give a damn about shit like that, this shit ain't gonna make sense to you. Like, and I bet you that the only reason that they made Estrada, watch, everybody gonna be surprised. Everybody else gonna be surprised when they come out with Tyson Fury, the franchise champion. Everybody gonna be surprised. But you know who ain't gonna be surprised? Skinny Hardaway. Southern goddamn T. Because what Tyrone Spencer said. Sad. I remember when fighters used to die over the green belt. Now they are turning it to trash. Yeah, man. The green belt used to be the big belt. That used to be the belt. It's the belt everybody wanted. That's the pretty belt, man. That's the gold belt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want that junk. That's the big belt. And now they don't mind this. The WBC is worse than the WBO right now. The WBC is worse than the WBO right now. What the fuck is going on? Like, how did we get here? I just seen some shit. No matter of fact, I might just go and play this shit. I'm up. I'm just chilling. I might go and play this shit. Blue Blood just dropped a video. Blue Blood Sports.
It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, according to Teofimo Lopez Sr., father, trainer, and manager of undefeated, unified WBA, IBF, WBO, Ring Magazine, WBC Super Champion, undefeated superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez Jr., according to Teofimo Lopez Sr., as he did an interview on H Money Boxing, shout out to H Money Boxing, with father, trainer, and manager of undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer.
I thought H Money was Team Haney.
He was featured with father, trainer, manager Bill Haney, and they came to an agreement in which Teofimo Lopez Sr.
Okay, they both was on there.
There was a lot going on.
Oh shit. Wait, let me go back. He is what, Tyrone? He is what? Now, let me go back to that. I want to see what the hell Blue was talking about.
IBF undefeated Australian superstar boxer George Kambosos Jr., who was the mandatory challenger for Teofimo Lopez.
He said he was there. He said he was there.
Going on behind the scenes, in which he states that they signed a $3.8 million deal with Twitter. So they stand to make $7 million in this fight with George Kambosos Jr. We know that Triller, they won the first bid. Teofimo Lopez,
Twitter signed him, motherfuckers.
Jr. It went to first bid, in which top-ranked legendary promoter CEO Bob Arum, he was not happy how things unfolded. He feels as if George Kambosos Jr. and Teofimo Lopez Jr. he feels like they were colluding allegedly behind the scenes to make this happen. They went to a first bid.
What the fuck he
Top
say?
Rank, they bid $2.3 million. Then Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, they bid $3.2 million, and then Triller came in and bid a whopping $6 million, in which Teofimo Lopez is going to get reported $3.2 million, and George Kambosos Jr. is going to get $2 million. The other percentage, obviously, has to go to Top Rank and Bob Arum. Okay, they get $800,000, so that equals $6 million. But now he's stating that they're going to get $7 million because they did a $3.8 million deal with Twitter, and Twitter is going to pay them $3.8 million. Then he stated that after that, he looks to settle the score once and for all with undefeated WBC world champion superstar boxer Devin the
Before they
Dream
go stream
Haney.
the fight on
He
Twitter
did
Live or
state
some
that
shit.
Teofimo Lopez would love to look into facing a winner of May 22nd's highly anticipated undisputed junior welterweight showdown between undefeated Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is undefeated world champion, and Josh Taylor, who's the other undefeated world champion. Jose Ramirez, he holds the WBC and he holds the WBO. Josh Taylor, he holds the WBA and the IBF. They will face off against one another May 22nd. With that said, he stated that we want the winner of that fight, but if we can't land and secure the winner of that fight, we're coming after your son. This is what he told Bill Haney. We're coming to settle the score once and for all. Haney, please do us a favor and don't price yourself out so we can make this fight, because we want this fight. We want to settle this once and for all.
Don't price yourself out.
Okay, Bill Haney, he responded by saying, "It's
That
no way
Ron
we're gonna
Spencer
price
said
ourselves
Bob
out.
going to Chef T.O. soon.
We want to make this fight happen."
T.O. can push them.
So with that said,
T.O. can push them mandatories, Tyrone Spencer. You know, he got them belts. T.O. can, I had it a SouthernTea on there too. You know, it's ways T.O. could, take care of his, handle his business. He got them belts, the mandatories. He could push them mandatories, He could keep pushing them mandatories. He got to fight them. No, them fights got to get made. He could keep sending them just the purse bid if Bob don't want to, do him type shit. But, yep. He got the IBF belt. He got the WBO belt. And he got the WBA. He just, I think, Kambosos is IBF mandatory, so he could push the WBA mandatory next, and that's a fight. And then shit, he got that fake ass franchise belt, so he could push that fake ass franchise belt. He can get a fake ass franchise belt fight too. You know what I'm saying? So he got 4 different mandatories he could do. He doing the IBF. He can do the WBA next, and then he could do his WBO, and then he could try to he could go and ask Mauricio Suleiman, because you know how Mauricio Suleiman is. No, he like giving people shit, right? He like giving certain people shit, right? He could ask him for a mandatory for his franchise belt, and boom, there you go. He can keep pushing them just the purse bid.
I stated kudos to Teofimo Lopez. Now, obviously, Bob Arum, he was not happy how these things unfolded. As Bob Arum, he feels like they colluded behind the scenes to make this come to fruition. So he's not happy with the way things played out. But Teofimo, they stand to make $7 million allegedly behind the scenes to make this happen. They went to a first bid. They weren't happy the way things played out. They wish he would have pushed for a bigger fight, instead of the George Kambosos Jr.'s fight. We heard Bob Arum. He don't think very high of George Kambosos Jr. Bob Arum went as far as to say, well, Teofimo Lopez is going to have to ultimately answer to them, because he's still signed to them for 3.5 more years, and that's not the way you do business. Even Teofimo Lopez's manager stated that they could have petitioned to the IBF to ask for a pardon, and the IBF would have pardoned them if they would have indeed had a big fight on the table. So Teofimo Lopez's manager stated that it ultimately falls on Bob Arum and Top Rank, because if they would have informed them that they would have much rather have a bigger name fight on the table. They would have took the opportunity for him to fight and showcase his talents on ESPN. With that said, Devin Haney was one of the names Bob Arum mentioned. He said Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, or Gervonta Tank Davis would have been suffice to showcase his next fight to defend his titles after he defeated three-division world champion, former two-time Olympic gold medalist Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko via unanimous decision. Teofimo Lopez, 16 wins, 12 wins by way of knockout. He's 23 years of age. He stands at 5'8" with a 68.5-inch arm reach. He defeated Vasil Lomachenko October 17th via unanimous decision, impressive fashion. So with that said, Bob Arum wasn't happy the way things played out, but leading up into the purse bid, Bob Arum did say maybe somebody could find the money, another platform, and pay for it, and he could showcase his talents on a different platform and bring that audience back to ESPN, because he's indeed signed to ESPN for 3.5
shit. So okay, after this fight, if T.O. just signed a Twitter deal right for 3.8, and he getting $2 million from this fight, T.O. damn near can buy himself out his contract after his next fight, and then go from there.
The way things played out. But let's get to the ultimate goal at hand, is to get Teofimo Lopez versus Devin the Dream Haney for undisputed, officially for undisputed, with no questions. We know Vasil Lomachenko, he recently came out. He said Teofimo Lopez is not the undisputed champion because he vacated. He was informed by WBC by accepting the franchise title, he was vacating his WBC title, in which it was picked up by Devin Haney. So Vasil Lomachenko said, "You're not the official WBC champion." As it was told to me that once I became franchise champion, I was vacating the official belt, and Devin Haney eventually picked up the official belt. Okay, so with that said, there's a lot of confusion, to say the least, when it comes to the WBC and their stands and how everything played out as far as this franchise belt, because they initially stated that you cannot win or lose the franchise belt. And then they stated that Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Jr. petitioned the WBC to, if they so beat Vasil Lomachenko, that they would be awarded franchise, thus giving them, the power to not have to fight Devin Haney to be undisputed. And so with that said, the WBC, they agreed to go ahead and grant Teofimo Lopez his wish, and then he became the WBC franchise champion. And then eventually they said, well, we're just going to make him the super champion. So everybody wants to see Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. It's a super fight. They're both very young. They both can recover from a loss. Obviously somebody has to lose unless it ends in a draw, but they both can recover from a loss. It would be a super fight. They're both superstars. And Teofimo Lopez Sr., he said, now we get to dance with the big dogs and the celebrities. He said, now we get to, rub arms and elbows with the celebrities. Now we're making the big money, and we want to, he says, he admitted that now we on the level of Devin Haney. Now we're going to make the money Devin Haney has been making since forever. So he says now we're on the same level, and it makes for a super fight between my son and your son. So let's make it happen. Please don't price yourself out. That's great news. But that's another great deal on the part of Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Teofimo Lopez Jr. to get Twitter to give them a $3.8 million deal. That's super. So let's see how this unfolds. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is.
Blue just said Tyrone shit. Blue just said Bob said that he'll make the Haney fight. I was saying because Haney ain't gonna approve it. Haney ass ain't gotta approve it though. If he can't get, what the hell Blue Blood just say? Yeah, I had missed this line. I missed this last today. I was out all day, bro. I was out all day. I've been on this during the hour. I wasn't even planning on during the hour. Just really live. But what I was finna say? Yeah, he said Blue said T.O. said he want to fight if he can't get remember T.O.'s father can't make move. Nah, he can't. But Bob Arum said I just think that boxing. Okay. But Bob Arum said that the reason that he didn't want to put on the Cambosis fight because Cambosis wasn't a big name. If he had a fought T.O., he would have put it on. But Bob do just be talking about it. Bob saying he want to fight. Bob saying it's T.O. that don't want to fight. But now T.O. dad is saying that they will fight. So we finna see what the hell going on. We finna see the hell going on. I know that franchise built. I know that franchise built is some bullshit. I know that franchise built is some bullshit. And if I'm Jamal Charlo, if I'm Jamal Charlo, I'm causing hell about that. If I'm Jamal Charlo, I'm causing hell about that. Yeah, so shit. So I guess he's saying so shit. So I guess we closer. So I guess we closer to the fight this shit we ever been. T.O. Haney. Now I hope Bob don't give him Ramirez or Taylor because I want to see him fight Haney. That's what we supposed to be fighting any goddamn way. I want to see. I hope he don't get the fight. That's sad, huh? I hope he don't get that motherfucker. I hope he don't get just because I want to see T.O. versus Haney. We deserve that fight, man. That's a mega fight. T.O. Haney is bigger than Loma T.O. T.O. Haney will be bigger than Loma T.O. Haney going to dead ass. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I got it 50-50. I got it 50-50. I got that jump 50-50. I want to see it. Cause I ain't go. I think T.O. can beat Haney too. Just like I think Haney could beat T.O. I think T.O. could beat Haney. I think that's gonna be a close fight. Haney got that style that's tough for anybody though. Haney style tough for anybody. Haney just got one of them styles. Haney just got one of them styles. But yeah, I've been on this motherfucker an hour and 10 minutes. I didn't plan on being this long. Yep, per box. That's exactly what it is here, per box. I didn't think I was gonna be on this long, but I just had to talk about that. I had to talk about that franchise shit and how I think it's full of shit. I ain't gonna hold Estrada. I ain't gonna hold it against Estrada because he actually did fight somebody for his franchise belt. He beat Chocolatito for his. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't go. I ain't go hold his feet to the fire for that because he earned his. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna hold Mauricio Suleiman feet to the fire because Jamal Charlo asked for the same things that you gave Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. He asked for them same things the first day that you created this franchise title. He asked, could he get it? He asked, could he fight Canelo for it? You said no, it's not transferable. And then you told him it's for people that's moving up in weight. Lomachenko didn't move up in weight when he got it. He got it to fight T.O. at the same weight class. And T.O. asked for it. He asked for it to be transferred. and you told Charlo that it couldn't be transferred, and it's for people moving up in weight. So you clearly lied to us, and you clearly lied to Jamal Charlo in his motherfucking face the first day you created franchise when you told him the rules to the franchise belt. That means that you were just saying shit. That means you were just saying shit, and you were just making up shit on the spot. You said that top of your head because you knew that he wouldn't dispute that because that's what you said. But as soon as it became a situation where it was a move that you wanted to make, you changed them rules quick as fuck. And if you are able to change rules like that, that's not fair to nobody in boxing. If you could change rules like that, because if you could change rules like that, that means that you can control wins, draws, and losses. And that's not what's up. No promoter, no boxing promoter should have that much power to where he could give and take belts from people. Belts are supposed to be worn in the ring, not on the goddamn sheet of paper that Mauricio Suleiman signed. So I think that franchise title is full of shit. I think Tyson Fury is gonna be the next franchise champion. I think only reason Estrada got one is to prepare you for Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Because Estrada had no reason to get a franchise belt by rule. Because Estrada had already moving up and beat Chocolatito. He was already the champion at that division. You giving him the franchise belt didn't change shit. The belt that Chocolatito, the belt that Estrada had, the belt that Chocolatito had, that Estrada won, is the same belt that Devin Haney and Charlo them got. Estrada ain't become a franchise champion until today when you said it. Before you said it, he had the same belt that Devin Haney and Charlo had. The only imaginary champions is Tio and Canelo. Their franchise belt full of shit, and I think that they gave Estrada one just to get us ready for us to give Tyson Fury one, because Tyson Fury is going to either have to be stripped because it's been a year and a half since he last been in the ring, and you know they're not gonna strip Tyson Fury. So I think that the franchise belt is gonna be next for Tyson Fury. That way they can legitimize him in the AJ fight, and they can tell AJ, look, bro, even though Tyson Fury, didn't win his court case or they not done with that, we could give you the franchise status. Mauricio Suleiman said that you the champion because Mauricio Suleiman the one that make up the rules in WBC. So he said that Fury is the franchise champion. So if you beat Tyson Fury, you are undisputed because Fury is the franchise champion. I think that that's what they gonna do, and I'm telling y'all this shit now. I'm telling y'all this shit now. So get prepared for it. Because when it happens, I'm not gonna be surprised because I can already see that the bullshit line that they're walking us down, because they've been walking us down this bullshit line ever since they gave Canelo Alvarez this belt in the first goddamn place. So I already see the play. I see the move. They not fooling me. Franchise belt full of shit. They gave Estrada one just to get us ready for them to give Tyson Fury one because Estrada didn't need one because he had already moving up and won his belt. They told Jamal Charlo that the belt couldn't be transferred and that it was for guys moving up. Lomachenko didn't move up when he asked for the franchise status. He asked for that fucking franchise status. He stayed in the same weight class. T.O. asked, well, hey, can the motherfucking franchise status be transferred? Because if I beat Lomachenko, I want to be considered undisputed. They said, cool, if you beat Lomachenko, you can be franchise champion. So it can be transferred. They sit there and they lied to Jamal Charlo on day one when he asked to fight Canelo for that belt. They said no. They said it couldn't be transferred, and they said it's for guys moving up. But that's all I got. Skinny Hardaway, SouthernTea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future, but this the present. And that's how we ride.